When it comes to armor in Monster Hunter, defenses and resistances are nice, but what you really want are the armor skills. This guide series is going to focus on a progression path you can easily follow for a reasonable build to get you through low rank and high rank. In low rank, progression is fairly linear and there isn't a lot of need to deviate. High rank is much more open-ended and will have many more options for you to explore. High rank builds will focus on decorationless and charmless setups, as those require rare materials and a lot of luck for decorations. You will need to make a choice between alpha and beta gear. Alpha gear has more skills, but sometimes has skills that aren't particularly useful on them. The beta versions usually give up skills for decoration slots. If you don't have decorations, the alpha sets are always better. If you have powerful decorations, the beta pieces are usually the better option, as it will allow for further customization. These builds are reasonably effective and will be sufficient for getting you through the game. You may have skills that you favor on certain weapon types that aren't listed, and you should experiment to learn your playstyle. Your default armor is terrible, and you'll want to upgrade it right away. The easiest thing you can do is just build the entire bone set. This will be mostly beneficial for the headpiece's health boost, granting you plus 15 maximum HP, and the bone chest's attack up, granting you plus 3 attack power. The remaining bone pieces will benefit certain weapon types and not others. The gloves will give Slugger, which is good for blunt weapons like hammer, hunting horn, and file attacks from the charge blade and switch axe. Bone coil is only good for hunting horn, but it will extend the length of your songs. The bone greaves grant entomologist, which helps prevent you from destroying vespoids and hornitars so you can carve them. Regardless of the skills it offers, this set is extremely easy to build and represents a good armor value spike that you should take starting out. Early on, you'll be given an assignment to hunt Kestodons. After carving some, you'll unlock the ability to build Kestodon gloves. Build these for affinity sliding, which gives you a temporary boost to your critical hit rate after sliding for a short period of time. They also have a strong defense boost over bone gauntlets and should be picked up for most weapon types. This set will be enough to tide you over until you hunt Great Jagras. Afterwards, you'll want to look into picking up the Jagras coil. This provides Fortify, which gives you an attack and defense bonus if your HP reaches 0 and you're carted back to camp. Fortify is a nice bonus for new players, and even veteran players will cart occasionally. It's a good pickup for all weapon types. Then you'll have to hunt Kulu Yaku. You'll want to build both its Kulu male chest armor and the Kulu Greaves leg armor. The chest grants Stamina Surge, which increases your stamina recovery rate. This is a great skill for every weapon type, but certain weapons will benefit much more from it. The Kulu Greaves grant Critical Eye, which increases your affinity or critical hit rate by 3%. This isn't huge, but going from 0 to 3% affinity will actually allow you to perform critical hits, and it will be a significant damage increase. This will be an acceptable set of baseline armor for the next mandatory fights. From here on, though, things will be handled on a weapon-by-weapon basis. Charge Blade has a reasonable amount of versatility in its build options. You can pick up guarding skills, but Charge Blade is definitely a more offensive-oriented weapon. You'll want to pick up artillery and capacity boost and stack as much attack power and affinity as possible. The base armor set will have to tide you over for longer than I'd like. Take out Pookie Pookie and broth. You can pick up the broth helm for guard, but it's not the best pickup on Charge Blade. You can also optionally pick up the broth mail for Stamina Thief. This won't be a great pickup since you'll only get benefit out of the impact file attacks, but you can pick it up if you choose. Then hunt Juratotus. The Juratotus Greaves grant Focus, which does slightly reduce the charge times on your attacks. It's so marginal that it's probably not worth picking up. Then you'll have to hunt Toby Kadachi, and finally there are some reasonable offerings for us. The Kadachi Helm grants Constitution. This will be comparable to level 1 Guard, but have the added utility of reducing your stamina consumption while dodging. You should also consider the Kadachi Vambraces for Evade Extender before moving on. Anjanath is next. You'll want to pick up the Anja Greaves for Artillery. This will increase the damage of your file attacks. Once you're in the Coral Highlands, you'll have to hunt Paolumu, but you can deviate and hunt Zitzi Yaku. The Zitzi male grants Constitution, reducing your stamina drain while dodging and guarding, as well as giving a reasonable defense increase. You'll also gain access to the High Metal set in the Coral Highlands. Pick up the High Metal Coil for capacity boost. This will give you an extra file to give you more attacks, or increase the burst from your super amped elemental discharge. This should be considered a must build. Then hunt Paolumu as part of the story. You can trade the Kadachi Helm for Paolumu's hat to trade Constitution for Stamina Surge. Both will have similar performance, but the Lumu hat will have superior defenses. You should definitely pick up the Lumu Vambraces for a second stack of artillery. This will boost the power of your file attacks further when combined with the Anja Greaves. Then head down to the Rotten Vale and finish off Rataban. You can pick up the Bond Coil for guard, but you'll be trading capacity boost from the High Metal Coil to do so, and it's not recommended. Then head back up to the Coral Highlands and hunt Legiana. Normally after Legiana, the Death Stench gear would be a good pickup, but you'll be trading level 2 artillery for focus and handicraft. It's your call, but artillery 2 feels more impactful. Next is Odogaron. You can pick up its coil for critical eye, but you'll be losing the very valuable capacity boost from the High Metal Coil. Then move on to hunt Rathalos and Diablos. You're so close to high rank here that you may want to avoid farming and just move on. Of course, this is an idealized armor guide. Rathalos has good gear. Pick up Rathalos' helm for attack up. Then build the Rathalos mail for weakness exploit, giving you a massive affinity bonus while attacking weak points. The 3-piece bonus of critical element won't be useful if you're using a raw charge blade. It can be a reasonable pickup if you're using an elemental charge blade. You'll have to choose to give up your hand or leg armor, neither of which are great options. Build these pieces if you want, but it's time to move on to high rank. High rank finally introduces us to some options. There's a lot of upgrades available now, and you can immediately go and hunt high rank versions of everything in low rank. The easy answer is that anything that worked for you in low rank will work here, while providing additional skills in high rank defenses. This guide assumes you have no useful decorations. As such, the beta gear is simply worse than the alpha gear as it loses skills for decoration slots. If you have decorations, consider the beta versions of some pieces, otherwise stick with alpha. The same goes for charms, and this armor guide is charmless. Go ahead and pick up whatever charms you see fit, like attack, handicraft, or artillery will all be good pickups. The Kulu headpiece alpha should be picked up immediately for a second stack of weakness exploit. It's an easy build that represents a strong damage spike. As an alternative, if you like guard, you can pick up the broth helm alpha. Since your super amped elemental discharge and other file attacks cannot critically hit, you may want to consider the bone mail alpha over the low rank Rathalos chest. This will give you more damage on your Sade and other file attacks, but you will lose out on the critical hits of all your non-file attacks. It's your call. For gloves, you can pick up the Bone Vambraces alpha for slugger and attack. Then you'll want to hunt Anjanath. Pick up the Anja Coil Alpha and the Anja Greaves Alpha for maxed out artillery. You'll also gain the 2-piece Anjanath set bonus of Adrenaline as a bit of a bonus. It's not a great pickup, but may save you in a pinch if you're forced to guard. You will lose capacity boost here, but you'll have an opportunity to regain it shortly. This set should make you adequately prepared to take on the higher tier monsters of high rank. After Pink Rathian, you'll have access to the Elder's Recess and you can hunt Dodogama. This opens up your capacity boost and artillery options further. You can pick up the Dodogama Coil and Dodogama Greaves to regain capacity boost and level 2 artillery as well as high rank defenses. You'll lose 1 stack of artillery, but the extra file will be worthwhile here. If you've upgraded the Anja Greaves, you can pick up the High Metal Coil Alpha for capacity boost and defense boost. Anja Greaves with High Metal Coil and Dodogama Greaves with Dodogama Coil will yield the same skills and similar defenses. It's your call what you prefer. The High Metal Coil will provide defense boost as a bonus if you have no decorations, so consider that. Now move on to Rathalos. The 2-piece Rathalos set is critical element, which will represent a reasonable damage upgrade for elemental charge blades. Even with a raw charge blade, you'll pick it up regardless since the helmet and chest are so good. You'll want to pick up the Rathalos Helm Beta for attack up, then the Rathalos Mail Beta for level 2 weakness exploit. This set will be adequate for everything else in the game. Everything after this is just a matter of customization and preference once you get access to better charms and decorations. The Elder Dragon sets are usually safe bets, but won't necessarily be better or worse than this, just different. Nergigante's set is a great general purpose set. It has Maximum Might, which gives you a 30% affinity increase while at Maximum Stamina. Maximum Might works pretty well on Charge Blade, but you won't be able to utilize it for a short time after dodging or guarding an attack. It's a very consistent affinity increase on all monster parts, not just their weak points. It also has Agitator, which has a very high uptime of increased attack and affinity. Then it has Attack and Stamina Surge to round it out. It's a good general purpose set that's easy to build. Nergigante's Dragon King Eye Patch has Weakness Exploit level 2 and a tier 3 decoration slot, making it an excellent pickup. You'll be able to build the Dober gear with Elder Dragon Bones and Elder Dragon Blood after Nergigante. Pick up the Dober Mail Beta and the Dober Greaves Beta for more attack up options. Teostro's Vambraces Beta are a great pickup and tie nicely with the Dragon King Eye Patch to max out Weakness Exploit while providing some very valuable decoration slots. Valhazak's gear isn't the best, but the materials can be used for the Death Stench set. You can use the Death Stench Heals Beta for level 2 Handicraft. Your final build will ideally incorporate capacity boost and level 3 artillery with as much handicraft and damage boosting skills as you can muster. Once you get access to a capacity boost decoration and 3 artillery decorations or a level 3 artillery charm, you can open up your gear options significantly. Your final build may look something like this, but keep in mind you'll have to adjust based on your own luck with decorations and charm materials. You'll definitely want to incorporate a protective polish decoration and non-elemental boost decorations for raw charge blades.